Yeah, man. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here speaking with another targeted individual. This is Cynthia from Utah. How's it going?
Good. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good. I'm good. So, we spoke a couple times on Messenger, and I think you're going through a lot of the same things that I'm going through with the gang stalking and the artificial telepathy and just the whole thing. So, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, mine started with my sister, and she was telling me about it, and I kind of like threw her off like she's crazy. And then a couple of years later, it started happening to me. So she was the first person I ran to her house. I was telling her what was going on. She's like, "Well, you're being gang stalked." Well, it was to the point where like I couldn't even be on the road by myself like at all. Like it was a bunch of black SUVs just driving around, mostly red, white, and blue. That's what it started. It was red, white, and blue. So like they're sporting like the red flag or the American flag. Um, there were like people at work. So I started working at Cabela's, and that's where it started happening. And people would follow me. I'd go into the bathroom. People would go into the bathroom next to me and slam the door. They'd wait for me to come out. They would follow me all over. They would drive past my house screaming out like just crazy stuff.
Right.
Um,
So, you said it started with your sister, and I guess really if it started with your sister, it's a good chance that whoever she was dealing with has something to do with or some connection with the people that have something to do with what you're experiencing. So, and it could be the people from your old job, but a lot of things they like to make it seem like things that it isn't. Um,
yeah. I went to the point where I thought it was multiple people. I thought my mom was involved. I thought all my family members were involved. Um, and then it started a lot of fights too between me and my mom. I'm like, I know you know about it, you know. Like I even thought it was my church that I was, you know, because they were making it sound like, you know, there's people behind me talking, or like they'll say things about me that no one else would know, like, or they'll talk about rape all the time, like, oh, she was raped, like, so what, like, or she's smoking cigarettes. That's all I hear, like, all day long. She's smoking. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I don't know, just stuff like that. And then I'll look behind me, and then I'll tune in to like someone's conversation, and it's not them talking at all. It's just technology.
Right, right. And that's a big deal that you notice that, because that's something that I had to notice. And in the beginning, it can be very confusing because the way that artificial telepathy works is it can hijack a real sound. It rides on a real sound wave. So I would have situations where it would appear that somebody was saying something, or like you were saying, people would come by your house and scream stuff, and unless you could physically see them doing that, then there's always the chance that it may not be that, and it could be something else. So I would always, it would seem like people were saying stuff, but like you said, if you really home in on the situation, they're talking about their own thing, and then the telepathy is really just kind of hijacking that conversation, and they make it appear as if those people are saying things. And that's one of the biggest things that confuses a lot of targeted people, thinking that this person's doing this or saying that. I could hear them saying it, but in reality, the telepathy, the broadcast, can hijack those real sounds and make things very difficult to understand, and it's very confusing for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
So
was
now I get the attacks all the time, and it's just progressively getting worse. Like every time they'll go through like a little pause, and they'll stop for a little while and like lay off me, but still do it. But then when they come back onto me like full force, it's even worse than the last time.
right.
So each time it gets worse.
Well, I've talked to a lot of people. I do talk to a lot of people. Um, there's a lot of people that are saying that it is getting worse, progressively worse. And You know, I've got different theories on why, but one of the things is when a gang stalker is living virtually as a broadcast in their mind, all mind control, it's like an outer body experience. But I think over time it starts to deteriorate their perception of reality, and they become more abusive. And so this mind control is really affecting them too, but it seems to be that they're taking it out on us.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Right. You know, I experienced a lot of attacks as well, and in the beginning, I didn't really experience that many attacks. There was a few times where I had attacks happen, but the people that were on my channel, they weren't violent, abusive people so much as the people that are on my neural monitoring now. And since this particular group of people has been on my neural monitoring, they've been attacking me. And over the past 2 years straight, it's just progressively gotten worse. And at this point, I'm starting to think that something's got to happen, because these people are going to cause some real damage to my physical body if something doesn't happen
so
pretty
right
soon.
now I'm getting this pain right inside like the shoulder blade, and sometimes it's so like it almost feels like if my shoulder is like out of place or something.
Right. Well,
and then they'll switch to this side or to my neck. They'll target my neck or my throat and make it so I can't swallow. Everything. It'll feel like someone's taking a pin and like poking my eye.
right.
It was just crazy.
I've experienced all of those things over the last 2 days, especially yesterday I made a video about it, how it was the worst day of torture that I've ever experienced. And they actually, and it's still sore now, they actually caused some soreness from attacking so excessively my shoulder. And it seems like they'll find, do you understand like exactly how they're doing that?
Like catatonic. Pretty much, the headset kind of gives them that outer body experience.
That's exactly right.
They're be standing next to you, but they're not really standing next to you. But they're living as a broadcast.
That's exactly right.
So they can attack you.
That's exactly
so
right.
Cameras.
Yeah. You know, there's so many people out there that swear. They swear by it. They think that there's somebody in the bushes with a microwave beam gun, and it's just not true.
I sometimes go out there and think that there might be somebody like outside, because they used to make it sound like they're on top of my roof. Like, you know, I thought that if they were doing construction, I thought they were like you know, putting stuff like boxes on people's roofs so that they could like watch me, or like the FedEx guy or whatever was to like bring them equipment. And I'm like, oh yeah, they must be upgrading. You know, like. I don't know. And I still sometimes think that there's people involved at my job. But, you know, actually, like, there was a little bit of drama, but I just be myself at work. And so far, like, I haven't really had any problems. And I've held this job since, for almost 2 years now.
That's good. That's good.
Even the cops there know me. They know my mom because my mom worked there. And so a lot of the people that work for TSA all know me. So, I mean, I think just me being myself and me not worrying and me not reacting out for it is, I think, it's making them mad that they can't ruin my job.
Right. Right. Well, that's their goal. Their goal is to ruin your job and to destroy your life as much as they can. So it's good that you understand that. And, you know, I don't talk about this at my job, but I always think, like, you know, what if the people at my job started to find my YouTube channel, and, you know, I won't Facebook request anybody or nothing, but I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen eventually. But the fact is, like, when I go to work, I do my job well. I recently got promoted, and actually tomorrow I start another position from another promotion. So this is the second promotion that I've had in like 2 months. And so I'm doing well at my job. So I feel like even if they did find my YouTube channel or something like that, that it wouldn't really be a problem, because this is what I do away from work. And when I come to work, I do my job. And I think that that's pretty important. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
I could see. I could see you. Okay, it was glitched out for a second there. It stuck for a second. That was.
It's still not recording with you too, but I could still hear you.
Yeah.
Hopefully my face wasn't all paused in some like weird way.
Oh, it was funny.
It's horrible.
You'll love it. So
you're laughing with me, not at me, right?
Right. So your sister is going through the same thing. How long have you guys been?
She gets a lot of different stuff though. They gave her psoriasis, so now like her skin will pill all the time. She didn't have any of this until they started targeting her. Now she has like really bad psoriasis. They were causing like cysts on her face to where she had to go to the doctors, like staph infection, gallbladder, all kinds of stuff. Like she's like, how they're targeting her is making her look like a hypochondriac, where like she is going to the hospital all the time or she's sick all the time. So they're doing it to her in a different way, and she is isolated. She never comes out of her house. So
okay. Well, that's what they like to do to a lot of us is isolate us. But one thing that I could recommend is drink a lot of water, because I noticed that when they have this broadcast stuff turned on, and I use my meter all the time to try to make them turn off the live streams, because it's like the whole area is just saturated with EMF waves. But if when you're sleeping and stuff, you can't really do too much. But I wake up so dehydrated, and I don't drink that often. So when I wake up, I'm just dehydrated, and it's good to just drink a lot of water and try to stay healthy as much as you can. And I feel better when I'm active. So, I get out and I do stuff. When I'm not working, I work all the time lately. But when I'm not working, I go out. I go out to the dance places. I go to raves, and I go to the I go sit at the Hooters up the street. I know all the people that hang around in there. And you mentioned that you had just went bowling. I used to bowl in a bowling league.
Yeah, I stay active. I refuse to isolate myself. So hang out with my friends. There's still a few of my friends that I talk to about it, and they understand, like, think I'm crazy. There was only one guy who was dating, and he left me out in Wendover. It was probably like a good 2 hours away, but it was my car. It was over a fight. He was like, you probably just had a brain tumor. I was like, ooh, that's it. And I let him have it. I went off on him. I'm like, you're a stupid freaking mama's boy. I just went off on him. He ended up leaving, but and I spent the night in the hotel by myself. Left in the morning, but and then he ghosted me. He just started acting really weird. Always touching his face, disappearing in the woods when we would go camping. And I'm just like, wow, dude, you're a perp. I know you are. But,
he could have been.
Possible. He even said, he's like, what makes you think you're so special?
That's...
He found my hat. He found my hat and had a hat on when it first started. It was like a baseball cap, and I put foil inside of it. And I thought, okay, so now they can't read my thoughts.
Yeah, we've all tried those methods, but it doesn't seem to help. But I've gotten the same thing from a lot of people is, why do you think you're so important? Why do you think you're so special? And like you said before, I can't remember if you said it just now or before when we talked, but a lot of people think that it's the government and it's something to do with the CIA or something like that, and it's not. It's normal people have this, like regular people, and it's my ex that put me on this, and there's a bunch of people around that I know, a bunch of them, and there's a lot of people that have neural monitoring, and that's what makes us so special, is because everybody in the world's starting to get this, and it could be somebody that you've dated or anything, but with your situation with your sister, I would think that you probably became targeted because of that, because somebody said, well, hey, look at her sister, let's put her on.
They told her that they were going to kill her whole family, and then they were going to start with her kids or something. She's got 5 kids, and so then I started hearing it. But right now they talk about my sister Texas, and then they talk about my sister Jennifer. So I mean, it's only a matter of time before if they start experiencing the same things. And I
Well,
know they're watching my sister out in Texas.
right. Well, in my case, I know for a fact that they've put a lot of my family members, my daughters, my little brother, my mother, my grandmother. I know for a fact that they have those people on remote neural monitoring. But the good thing is that they haven't started to target any of those people, and I think the reason is because that would give me credibility. Not to mention,
That give me credibility since I have a sister that's going through it.
it does give you credibility if you both are saying the same thing. If your whole family starts to become targeted in the same ways, and everybody, at least you believe each other, if nothing else. So if they started targeting, because my family for the most part doesn't believe me. They don't. A lot of people don't believe in this stuff if they haven't gone through it. So, and there's nothing you could really do to make them believe it or show them any kind of evidence. Over time it's gotten a little better, but if they were to target my mother, then all of a sudden I would have another ally, and my mother would believe me, and she would say, well, what can we do about this? And then we'd be working together. So that's something that they don't want to have happening. So usually they don't target people that are closely related. Not to mention, I would have an instinct to protect my family. So that's another reason.
That's why I'm doing this now. I mean, it's either fight or die. So, I mean, whether I die from this, at least I die trying.
I feel the same way. I mean, these people are waging war against us.
Oh, yeah. And so, okay, I didn't realize they could actually rape somebody with this technology. I was at work, and they literally made me feel like I had an erection. And I felt the frequencies going up my leg, and then I felt pressure there, and it almost felt like I was actually having sex with somebody.
Right.
No joke. And I was like, how the hell are they doing that? And I just kind of laughed it off, like, okay, well, you want to pleasure me at work? I mean, shit. Like, just trying to be on the bright side. You know what I mean? I'm like, whatever. But then it got to the point where, like, they're like, oh, no, burn me. Like, they'll, like, literally make me so sore and, like, burn there that to where, like, I will have to sleep with water bottles between my legs. So that, because water bottles do help. I don't know why.
I haven't tried that.
A little bit of salt water inside it, but it has to be cold because warm water bottles don't seem to do the trick. But if it's cold water and it's in a water bottle, and you just wherever you're feeling pain, for some reason I swear by it, it does work. So,
right.
I mean,
yeah,
oil doesn't. Tried that one, but water bottles do definitely. I don't know, something about density.
It's very invasive overall, and there's a lot of things they can do, and the mind control that they're on, connecting to each other and to other people, it's a lot of it revolves around sexual things. So a lot of the broadcasts that we're receiving, and a lot of the things that they do to us do have something to do with sexual type of stuff going on. So and a lot of people do experience that. So well,
it's weird. I've actually heard them say, I get the guy who always comment when I'm in the shower or in the bathroom, like, she's sexy. Or like when it first started and then it stopped, I'd be like talking to them like in my apartment because I didn't know that it was going on. That lasted only a week. And I'd be like, oh my God, I have a bad bang haircut. Oh my God, look at my bangs. And I heard the guy say, you're beautiful. And then I heard a chick saying, you had sex with her? So that's why I thought maybe it was one of my exes. But,
maybe it was. He might know what he's talking about with that anyway.
I'm just like, I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, he probably did. I used to take showers in the dark for a while when I first realized that they could see me and see what I see and all of that. So I would take showers in the dark, but over time you just kind of quit caring because there's nothing you can really do about it anyway. So
I'm not gonna stop living my life and stop whatever because of them. So
right. Okay. Well, we're about out of time. So is there anything else you want to share with us?
No, I do have a YouTube channel, Cynthia Story. It's Cynthia. Last name is Bourget. I've only got 2 videos on there. I suck, but you guys can check it out, I guess.
Okay, well,
If you want to give me tips.
I watched your first video and I thought it was good, and I think it's good that we all start talking about this. And if you want, I can feature your channel on my channel's homepage, so we'll talk about that. And I appreciate you coming on. I hope you'll come on again. So everybody,
Absolutely.
Cynthia from Utah.